By the way, why do you look like a lumberjack? What are you gonna do? Cut down some legs? Can you cut down my pee-pee? Reapers, what's this good? It's your boy Laser. Use another scary reaction video. You live in scary content. So I continue everything. Top 10 nightmares that became real stories. Guys, so many nightmares. Just scary content. What scary features? Below it. You subscribe to the notification bell icon. I'll stream daily on Twitch. I'll check out music. Side boy. Let's dive straight in this video.
Hetman once said, during the day, memories could be held at bay, but at night, dreams become the devil's own accomplice. An interesting thought, I think, but what if dreams and nightmares aren't only confined to when you fall asleep? What if they can end up happening in real life? What if nightmares are warnings of things yet to come? Perhaps you've had an experience like this where a nightmare has come true. Well, these people on Reddit shared their experiences of when it happened to them. Once I started reading these, I really couldn't stop. Here are 10 of the very best. My name is Danny Burke, and this is the top 10 scary nightmares that became real stories. Starting off at number 10 now, we have Suffocation. This one comes from beautiful Amari, who said, I work really early hours, and sometimes when I get home I nap. One Wednesday in December, I came home and slept, and dreamt that someone I knew personally was choking to death. That Friday, I learned on the news that a friend of mine from high school was found strangled to death in his office. He was killed that Wednesday, around the same time I had the dream. This is an interesting one. In the dream, his friend was choking, and that makes me think it might have been food.
Did you ever just choke your soulmate? I'm gonna do that all the time in the catacombs when we go back to ancient times. Welcome to my channel. I'm planning World Takeover, by the way. I'm gonna do it.
Or something, but in reality, they were strangled to death. Now, I'll be honest, that's not quite the same thing. Still both tragic and similar enough to raise a few eyebrows about whether the storyteller has some sort of gift of premonition. What do you guys think? Moving on to number 9 now, we have Buckle Up. This one comes from SubD54, who said, I had a dream about a car crash a couple of months before it happened.
Dude, I've been in one car crash, and like, I think I already said this on stream. I told other people, I think. I was in like a fucking car, bro, with my one of my parents, and then there was like a tire that came out of like the back, like a fucking truck. Like a tire came off and like jumped onto the fucking glass, and what happened was like it happened so quick too. It was scary as fuck. I thought we were gonna die, but we were chilling.
I'm about to get into my ex's car when a voice in my ear tells me.
It's like, bro, that's the thing, man. Things don't happen to you; they happen for you. It's like you can't control what happens to you in life. Like there was like a tire that just came out of the back of a truck. It was scary as shit.
Buckle up, which I had almost never done up to that point because teenagers are stupid. Anyways, I get in, buckle up, we talk, yada yada, then we end up at this spot that I've never been to before. I literally don't remember the time between leaving his house and arriving at that destination. It's a blank. There's a car coming and we end up T-boned on my side. I get out, I sit on the nearby curb waiting for an ambulance to arrive. Then there's a brief moment of clarity where I realize both cars are in the exact same position as in the dream. I'm sitting exactly in the same position, knees close to my chest, holding my head. I later found out that I had suffered a mild concussion, and the exact same spot we were in as my dream. Even the road is the same, even my outfit down to my shoes is the same. It still freaks me out. Honestly, that sounds like a bad case of deja vu, except you almost die in it.
Dude, deja vu is so beautiful. Like it gives me a whole ass boner. Anyone that's like deja vu is such a beautiful like feeling. You know what I'm saying? By the way, you know what's a horrible feeling? My fucking throat, bro. I took too much cucumbers. Very sus, laser. I don't know why I'm saying sus in 2025, bro. I can't believe it's 2025. Do I have like something in my throat, literally? Fuck.
Wasn't exactly deja vu, was it? This person says they really do remember having that dream. I also find it strange they chose to do their seatbelt just this one time. That's interesting. Also, always buckle up, guys. I don't have anything cool or funny to go with that. Just, yeah, do it. Next up at number 8 now, we have the seizure. This one comes from Curtinam11. who said, in 2013 I dreamt I had a stroke and was desperately trying to explain to my husband what was happening. 2 years later I woke up in the middle of the night on my couch with my husband and roommate looking at me concerned. I sat up, my left side was in full paralysis, and I tried to tell my husband to call 911 because I was having a stroke. He couldn't understand me, but thankfully he'd already called.
Bro, I love being healthy about my body, man. Be healthy about
because while I was unconscious, I had a seizure. It turns out I had a brain aneurysm rupture and only minutes to get to a hospital and into surgery. The whole thing was so disturbing. First of all, can you even imagine how terrifying that would be waking up like that? And secondly, I really hope they told their husband about the dream when it happened, because maybe it would have helped him prepare better for it. Maybe not, actually. I'm not sure how that works. We can't really go around preparing for every single dream or nightmare we have, can we? Moving on to number 7 now, guys, we have missing teeth. This one comes from Reddit user 𝐿𝐶fan. They said, I had a dream once when I was in the woods. I tripped over something and smashed my teeth in. I was in Air Cadets at the time, and there was an optional night exercise that was due to happen in my local woods in the same week that I had the dream in. I chose not to go. One of the more senior cadets did go on the night exercise. He tripped over something in the dark woods and smashed 3 teeth out. Okay, I'll admit, compared to...
You ever just take a bat, bro, like fucking Negan, and then you start hitting people with the bat?
Some of the other stories on our list, losing 3 teeth is not exactly high stakes, but I just love how convinced the storyteller was that their dream was going to happen. They don't specify, but it sounds like they literally didn't go on the trip just because they had a dream about knocking their teeth out. That's it. If that was me, I'd go on the trip and maybe just be a little bit more careful to not trip over. Maybe it was my brain's way of reminding me to take care. I wouldn't just cancel the whole trip. Okay, time to move on. I'm getting a little bit too invested in these stories. Next up at number 6 now, we have Yet to Come. Okay, so this story doesn't quite meet the criteria of the title of this video, but it's too good to leave out, I think. It comes from Reddit user 𝐈𝐭'𝐬. They said, I had a reoccurring...
Drink my milk.
Dream since I was about 8 years old that I will be shot and killed in a mall when I am 37 years old. It is very specific, but the mall looks completely unfamiliar to any mall in the city where I have lived my entire life. I am now 32 with a 2.5-year-old daughter. I have the same dream, sometimes only once a year, sometimes multiple times a month. I never go to any mall. I don't trust the age thing, but I certainly won't visit a single mall when I'm 37. It scares the crap out of me. I'll report back in 5 years if I'm not dead. Okay, so that's kind of legitimately horrifying. Can you guys imagine having the same dream for almost 30 years? You're going to get shot and killed at a specific age in a very specific place. Even if you brushed it off as not real, it would still be sitting there in the back of your head. And then when you dream about it again a few years later, it would just get even worse for you. Now, they posted this on Reddit 3 years ago, which means they are now 35, I think. Just 2 more years left. I really hope they're going to be okay. Moving on to number 5 now, we have The Boy on TV. This one comes from KTG4. She said, my sister had a dream that some boy got killed in our neighborhood. She had never seen this boy before or knew his name. 2 days later, there was news coverage about a boy, the boy from her dream. It was my mom's best friend's son, and he was stabbed to death in real life. So creepy. Yeah, that one is very creepy, but I also found it quite unique because they didn't actually recognize the person the nightmare was about until they saw the boy's face on TV. Some skeptics might say that she put the face to the dream when she saw the boy on the news, or even if it was just subconscious. Others might say that you'd remember a face from a dream like that, there'd be no mistaking it. I think if she went around telling people that this boy was going to die and then he actually did get murdered, it maybe would make her look a little bit suspicious. It's kind of a tricky one. What would you guys do in this situation? Next up at number 4 now, we have Good Friday, and this one comes from Sierra 44, who said, my grandmother was really sick my freshman year of high school. The doctor and my mom warned me that she probably wouldn't make it to my birthday, Valentine's Day, and I promptly told them, no, she's going to die on Good Friday. I'm not...
Can you grab my hand and then start doing this with it? You ever just hold your loved one's hand when they're dying, bro, and then say, you want me to shove some Big Macs up your anal hole, bro?
Religious at all, but she was, and I was right. Despite the fact that she was extremely ill, she held on until 3 PM on Good Friday, just like I said. Okay, for me personally, this one is creepy, but something else seems a little bit off here. The storyteller almost seemed a little bit smug about getting the death date of their own grandma right. Is that just me? A little bit smug? Can you guys feel that at all? Maybe it's just me. Moving on to number 3 now, we have Sterile. Now this one comes from Let's Crash, who said, I had a dream about a lady I used to work with. I'll call her Rose. Now I knew Rose to the extent of I saw her at work and occasionally bought Avon products from her. We had no other interaction really, and I knew very little about her personal life. One night I had a dream I was talking with her and she broke down, telling me all she wants in life is children and how she can't have them. She was devastated of course in my dream. Weird, but I thought nothing else of it, apart from telling my significant other at the time about it when I woke up. The next morning at work there were a group of us eating in the canteen. Someone mentioned at the table they
Dude, any place that has like those, oh man, the pots. Catering, man. Oh fuck. Catering. You ever just take the fucking beans, bro, and they start shitting your brains out.
seen Rose crying and wondered what was up. Another lady who was good friends with her said not to say anything, but Rose had just discovered she was sterile. That is strange and weirdly specific too. Rose actually said that she couldn't have children. She said that in the dream. Do you think maybe the storyteller sort of picked up on a vibe in real life? Maybe some sort of natural instinct?
I swear, but whenever when I see balls like this, I think of that one that one commercial years ago, bro, when they play with the ball or whatever.
I know, I want there to be a pretty rational explanation for this, but it's quite hard to find one. Next up at number 2 now, we have the disaster. This one comes from Reddit user 𝐿𝐶JMR. He said, I've only had one premonition type dream and it came true within hours. In the dream, I was standing in a field, looking up into the morning sky, watching a fireball fall with a smoke trail behind it. Pieces of it were breaking off here and there. I was with a handful of other people who I did not know, and we were all looking up in amazement. A radio was on and there was a man stating, do not touch any pieces of the spacecraft that may crash to Earth due to potential radiation contamination and things of that nature. We all stood looking into the sky for a few more moments before I woke up. When I woke from the dream, I noticed it was still dark outside, so I looked at the clock. It was 2:35 AM. I got up, got a drink of water, lay back in bed and thought about the dream for a while. I was having trouble going back to sleep, so I turned on the radio and eventually drifted back to sleep. I woke up in the morning and to my disbelief, I was hearing the same voice from the radio in my
voices in my head. Bro, this guy hears voices in his head. Voices in my head. You guys check out my song Voices. Bro, you heard voices? By the way, why do you look like a lumberjack? What are you gonna do? Cut down some legs? Can you cut down my pee-pee? That's not funny. Yeah, did you ever take your deodorant and then you start,
my dream as before on the radio now saying similar things. I thought, what the hell is going on? I turned on the TV, switched it over to a news channel and saw this video on the screen. Space Shuttle Columbia had just disintegrated during re-entry. I get goosebumps even today thinking about it. Now what do you guys think about that story? Was it just a massive coincidence? Maybe he dreams a lot about space shuttles anyway? I don't know. Or did he really witness one of the worst disasters in space travel?
Like, bro, that's the thing about like these testing. Like, I would never be one of those people, bro. Like, I know being an astronaut would be cool as shit, but I would never be one of those people that would just go on a fucking space shuttle and like just watch it blow up, like while I go on it. You know, like that one disaster. Like, knowing my luck, bro, I'd be like one of the people that die on the shit. Like, you know those fucking billionaire stunts where like they take people on fucking submarines, all that shit. Like, knowing my luck, bro, if I ever did one of those, I would be. I'm never gonna, bro. Never mind, I'm done.
Before it even happened. And finally, number 1 now, we have the chain reaction. Reddit user Jessica C4 said, I dreamt I was in a car crash. In the dream, a red car went through a stoplight and hit my car so hard that I hit someone else who hit the guy next to him and made him crash into a pole. A week later, I was sitting at a red light when it turned green. My gut told me to wait and not go. Suddenly, a red car came zooming from the intersection, ran the red light, hit the car next to me, and hit the car next to him, running him straight into a pole. It was some serious Final Destination stuff.
Bro, car accidents scare the fuck out of me, man. Like, you seen those fucking pictures of, like, cars just totally demolished, like, literally, like, a fucking bulldozer, like, just crushed them, man, like, fuck.
Still get chills thinking about it. Okay, so for that one, what I was thinking was, it's not an exact copy of what happened in his dream, because this time he sort of learned from it. He changed the course of events. That's interesting. Out of all the ones we've looked at today, I don't think there are many examples of people either learning from their premonition or even having the power to stop it from coming true at all. What do you think the reason is for that? Well guys, I don't know about you, but this has given me a lot to think